What's up guys, welcome to this week's video. I'm good, you good, great. This week I'm going to be doing a Ghostbusters review. So I went to go and see Ghostbusters yesterday and I thought I had to go and see it considering the amount of crap that has been thrown at this trailer. Honestly, it's been all over the internet. Hey, and I just thought, you know what, it looks so bad, I've got to see this in person. So, just so you know, this is going to be an honest review. This is not going to be a bad review. This is not going to be a good review. This is going to be my honest opinion. I'm going to give you my favourite bits, the awful bits, and my overall thoughts of the whole entire film. So, one thing I want to say is that fair enough, I didn't love the whole film. I will happily say that now. However, the thing that I came out thinking the most of is that in terms of reboots, which yes, that is what this is, it doesn't follow on from the previous Ghostbusters film, which I was really hoping it was gonna, but it didn't. However, you do see a lot of the previous cast appear as cameos in the film. I thought it was brilliant as a reboot, and I'm saying that honestly, I think that it was the best reboot, or one of the best reboots I've seen ever. Because every time they try and do a reboot these days, they try and go, we'll follow on from the previous universe, or we'll make it so brand new we will act like the previous universe didn't exist at all. Or they will do all these kind of things and it just won't work because it doesn't get it hit the nail for both fans. And I'm not saying Ghostbusters did, but on the whole, as a brand new franchise for the younger generation who haven't seen the previous Ghostbusters films, I actually thought, you know what, for a standalone film, it was pretty good. The film stars Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon as the Ghostbusters. And let's clear this one thing up. What did I leave the film thinking? Can females play Ghostbusters? Yes. Yes, they can. Shut up, all you feminist, idiot geeks that are saying they can't. They are just as good as the originals, you just don't like it. Deal with it. I just felt like that's something I had to clear up, because that's half the reason why the film got so much hate, because it was a all-women cast. Does it really matter? No. Were they just as good as the originals? Yeah. Were they better than the originals? No. Did they have the same chemistry? No. But did they make me laugh like the original four did? Yeah, I'll give them that. Personally, I thought Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig got the worst side of the jokes and weren't as good, but I think that's just Paul Feigman's writing, and to be fair, considering the amount of films he's written for Melissa McCarthy by now, I think she just goes, yeah, I'll do it. However, I have to say, Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones were perfect for both the roles they played. Leslie Jones just played her role so well, and in the trailers I thought, that is going to be a horrendous character, but it honestly is one of the things where you have to see the film to see how the character works, because the thing that I feel the most of is that the trailers do not do justice to what the film is. The film's a reboot. They're brand new characters. You don't know them as well as the originals. It's a whole new story with whole different backlines of stories for each character. They just don't do it justice for any of the characters in the whole entire film. Let me set this up for you. We were sitting there watching the film, and the first 15-20 minutes had gone by. I was getting to the point where I thought, this is horrendous. Then, someone came along and changed the whole film for me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth in this film is absolutely genius. In my opinion, he should be doing a Zac Efron and trying to get onto every single comedy that he can. Bad Neighbours 3, if you're listening. Right, no, but seriously, this guy was fantastic. He hit every line on point, and his character was just brilliant for the whole entire film. And it did justice from the character he was representing from the original films. Because I can't remember the name of the character, but it was, in the original films, it was a woman who was a bit silly. And honestly, Chris Hemsworth knocked out the park. He made me laugh more than any of the other characters in the whole entire film. Now we're going to go into like the spoiler talk, so if you don't want to hear about that stuff, I'd watch away now. Are you still here? Okay, good, let's carry on going. Okay, so the one thing I want to go into that really did niggle me a bit was the baddie in this whole film. Now, I didn't have a problem with it, per se, but it was more the case of, what was the point in him doing it? I mean, I can't remember the name of the character, but the whole purpose of the whole film was he wanted to make ghosts come back because people didn't have respect for him because he was a genius. and he didn't like people. I just thought there was no backstory to it. There was no actual reason for him doing what he was doing. And that annoyed me quite a bit, because I thought, well, that's kind of just like a massive plot hole in the middle of your whole entire story. Another thing that annoyed me quite a bit in the film was in the trailers, as you've seen, you saw the part where the ghost could possess minds of other people. Now, when I walked into the film, I was really looking forward to that, thinking it was going to be, in the end, they were taking control of everyone, and that they were going to be in charge of the police. And the bit where Chris Hemsworth's on that roof and you have all the police officers, I honestly thought he was going to do something and have power over all the cops and turn them into possessed ghosts as well. But he just stood there, and in the end he made them dance. I mean, to be honest, they had the part of the film where they got him and they turned off the machine, but then you realise later that he had to turn off the machine to make it work. But he possessed the minds. But, in my opinion, it was one of those things where I was like, you could have done so much more with that. And when I look back at it, it was just 10 minutes of the film that they could have just taken out, and he could have just done a throwback to the original film, where they could have had a few cops in there, and they were going, no, 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 and he pulls the trigger, and then all the ghosts appear, and it goes into the final battle. Like in the original film, where it could have just, like, followed the steps, like how they've done with the majority of the rest of the film. I was just annoyed that that part of the film that they tried to do differently was a part where I just thought you could have just copied the original story there. Overall, my thoughts on the whole entire film are this. Is the film better than the original? No. Is the film a good reboot? Yeah. Can women play Ghostbusters? Yeah. Did it make me laugh? Yeah. Does it look better than the trailers? Yes. Sony could run with this with Ghostbusters 3, 4, cartoon series and all that. Yeah. And as I said, this is a good enough reboot. It's a very good reboot to relaunch the whole entire franchise for a younger generation. So if they are going to do Ghostbusters 2, 3, the cartoon series, all the plush toys and all of that they're apparently going to do, go with it, Sony, because you got this far and the trailers looked horrendous. Just don't mess up the trailers next time and you may actually have something on your hands here. So there you go, that's my review on the Ghostbusters film. What did you guys think? Have you seen it yet? Did you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Let me know, put it in the comments below. That's it for this week. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe up there, like down here, comment over there. I've got my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram all in the links below. Please go and follow me on them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!